So you understand the basics of bending on the guitar, but you want to increase your consistency and quality of the bends? I've got 2 exercises for you in this video that are going to help you with just that. Let's check them out. The first exercise is designed to strengthen each individual finger for bending. So basically what we're going to do is start on the 2nd string, and we're going to place each finger consecutively on the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th fret on the B string. So now that they're in place, all you have to do is move your index finger to the 3rd string, 5th fret, and keep your remaining 3 fingers in place on the 2nd string. And the goal here is to bend the 1st finger, aiming for a whole step. Now, at first this might not be doable. You might not have the strength yet in the 1st finger or any of the fingers to do that on its own, but we're going to aim for it. Anything in between 0 to a whole step will be fine. So here's what I'm referring to. Now it could be a half step if all you can manage is a half step. That's fine. The idea is we're working the 1st finger. And it may not take you very long to feel fatigued from that, and that's okay. We're going to do a couple sets of it with a break in between. We're just going to put it back on the 2nd string, 5th fret, and now we're going to introduce the middle finger to the 3rd string, 6th fret. Same idea, keeping fingers 1, 3, and 4 stationary on the 2nd string. We're going to bend the middle finger on the 3rd string, 6th fret on its own. Again, aiming for a whole step. Now you might hear a bunch of other noise along with this. That's okay. This isn't meant to be super musical, but I will point out that I'm trying my best to mute that excess noise with my right hand. My right hand, thumb, and remaining other fingers, fingers 2 and 3 in particular, are muting all the other strings I'm not playing. So you may hear a little extra something in there, but the point of this exercise is not to be super musical. It's more about bending steel with individual fingers. So once the middle finger is done, place it back on the 2nd string, 6th fret. Out comes the ring finger, 3rd string, 7th fret. Same idea. We're going to aim for a whole step, while the other fingers are trying their best to stay still. I think it's fairly natural for the pinky to want to kind of move along with it as they share a tendon, but it's still sitting on the 2nd string, 8th fret, like a good boy. Okay, now finally the pinky. Ring finger takes its place back on the 2nd string, 7th fret. Pinky comes out, and here we go. Okay, another set. Now, don't overdo this. This is something I would do a couple of times, maybe warming up for a gig or recording or whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to overdo it. The idea is, by being able to develop the ability to do this with a single finger at one time, you're going to gain much more control in a more realistic situation, being that you're going to have more than one finger to help the bend. If you're bending the 7th fret, 3rd string with your ring finger, ideally and realistically, you're going to have at least one more finger to help bend. That's the accepted way of doing it. But this exercise strengthens each individual finger. And that's going to make a regular situation, a reinforced situation, feel a lot easier, a lot more confident and comfortable. That's what makes this exercise really, really good for that. The second exercise emphasizes probably the most important aspect of bending technique: intonation, being able to get the note that you're bending in tune. So the easiest way to work on this is to, first of all, pick a note, a starting note. We're going to pick a, say, 10th fret on the 2nd string, A. And we're going to bend that note to 2 different destinations. We're going to bend it a half step, which would be the equivalent of playing 1 fret higher. So for example, from 10 to 11 would be considered a half step. And also we're going to bend a whole step, which would be 2 frets apart. In this case, A to B natural at the 12th fret, both on the 2nd string. Those are going to be our 2 target notes, the B flat and the B. Start by listening to your target. Let's go to a whole step. A whole step above A is B flat. Let's listen to the B flat. Then go back to A and immediately try to bend to match the pitch of the target note. So target note, bend note. So there's how you work a half-step bend, continually starting at the target note first, because you need to hear your destination. Would you leave the house without figuring out where you're going first? Probably not. So target note first, bend to your destination, and keep doing this. This is going to work two aspects of your musicality. Your muscle memory, so your fingers will start to memorize how far to push the string physically in terms of distance, but also your ears are going to tell you when to actually stop the trip. Let's take a look at the whole step bend. Whole step from the 10th fret, 2nd string, A, is going to be 12th fret, B. So, as per the rule, we're going to listen to the destination first, then go back and try to bend into our target. And let each note ring a little bit. Don't be afraid to let each note ring. Really focusing on nailing that pitch. And that is going to really reinforce that aspect of your playing.